my lunch there. I didn't really eat it.
It's a bunch of 13-year-olds. What do you expect?
I ate my cookie too.
Champions of the Big North Conference for the last, I think it's 3 out of 4 years, something like that. Is that right, Kayla? I want to put you on the spot there.
I know last year.
You ought to know that, though, because
I've been on the team. Yeah. Yes, 3 out of the 4 years.
Okay, and we're playing against the Marquette Redettes, who drove down today from Marquette, and they got a tough travel schedule. I talked to, or at least they're hoping they have a tough travel schedule. I talked to the parents of one of the team members that came in my art gallery today, and we were chatting about the game, and they said they drove down here from Marquette. The plan is to drive back up tonight. If they win tonight, to turn around and drive back down on Wednesday. And
Where do they have to drive down Wednesday?
Well, it would be wherever we'd have to go if we win.
Either Alpena.
Either Alpena or Traverse City. And then if they win, then they're driving back down. Oh, no, they don't have to drive back down, because if they win then they say they get their game at home.
Wow.
That's a long trip from Marquette to either of those places.
It is a long trip, and it's a long trip back and forth. But we've taken trips like that when we have to go down to Grand Rapids and then come back to Grand Rapids the next day or the day after that. So
yeah, but it was like traveling to somewhere an hour away and then going somewhere they're almost 3 hours away instead of driving like 5 hours away.
In any event, my expectation, my hope, let's say, is that they won't have to worry about that the only drive they're going to have to worry about is a drive back to Marquette after tonight's game, because it's going to be Petoskey Northmen who are going on to play the remaining games in the district.
Well, there you go. We're doing them a big favor.
There you go. And also going on tonight, Traverse City West at Alpena, starting about the same time we do, and then a little later, Sault Ste. Marie playing at Gaylord. Then Wednesday, winner of this game plays the winner of Traverse City West and Alpena. And the only team I didn't mention yet was Traverse City Central. They have a bye in the first round. And second round, they play the winner of West and Alpena. And then the two surviving teams after all that TC Central plays Gaylord or the winner of Sault Ste. Marie. And then the surviving team of all that, surviving two teams get together on Friday, which could be here if we're still in it. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Somebody just handed me a slice of pizza. You just needed a place to put it while you're walking? Oh, I see. I don't get that piece of pizza. It just gets to sit here and get my attention. All right. Well, we have other things to focus on now besides pieces of pizza. Hey, this is live radio. What are you going to do? So we're getting ready for a really an exciting game tonight. These Redmen are really pretty talented team. They've got we played them right at the beginning of the year in the Invitational on December 1st, and we beat them 38-31. And hang on, now I got to hand down the pizza down there 2 rows. There we go. All right. Boy, and I thought it was a nice one, too, with pepperoni on it and all that stuff. But in any event, they've been winning pretty consistently since that. They're 17-3 for the season, and they have 4 straight wins. We, of course, are 17-2 with 14 straight wins. Their last game was last Friday, just like ours, against Negaunee, which is one of the other top teams in the Upper Peninsula, and they beat Negaunee 59-47. The top players in that game were Hunter Vitala. She's a sophomore, and she had a game-high 18 with 6 rebounds and 3 steals, and Morgan Siebert, who had 11 points and 5 rebounds. She is a senior. And finally, the other top player was Leanna Storm, who's also a senior. She got 6 points, 6 steals, and 8 rebounds. So those are usually the leading scorers for them. We'll be keeping our eye on that. And now that you've heard all the statistical stuff, Caitlin, what do you know about this Marquette team?
This Marquette team, they're very good about sharing the ball. Talking to Coach Smith, he definitely sees a more experienced team from, second game of the season and playing Petoskey till now. He doesn't think that game was, neither teams played well, but overall we came up on top. And Vitala is their go-to player. She's averaging 16, 17 points a game, and it's crazy to me she's only a sophomore. So, for someone to step up like that, the Northmen are going to have to shut down. Another thing, just noticing as they're warming up, is they're probably one of the taller teams we play against. Usually all the teams we play against are really short. So, Megan and Kelsey really have to watch what they're doing. And
yeah, they have their warm-ups on, so we don't see their jersey numbers. But that girl who just shot it looks to me like she's about as tall as Megan. No, not quite?
No, I think she's probably like 5'10", maybe 5'11". I don't think anybody hit.
Looks pretty tall.
Their average height is probably around 5'8" or 5'9", which is pretty tall for a girls' basketball team. That's probably taller than we have Megan so far up there that she definitely brings it up. But
well, we don't get any heights on their roster. They're pretty coy with their roster.
And they have a lot of sophomores. And I know they brought up 5 players from JV. Madeline Connon, Teresa Letty, Bennett Corte. I don't know if I'm saying these. I haven't practiced them. So Brooke Cooley and who else? Kristen Iwanski. I don't know how to say her name, but we'll practice those later.
All right. Yeah, I say it's Iwanski. They have, 5 seniors and a whole lot of sophomores on this team. And we'll be back in just a minute to talk about them a little bit more right here on WJML, News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Hydration isn't something athletes do just during a practice or game. Good hydration takes place before practices and games as well. You can learn more about good hydration and heat acclimation by visiting the MHSAA website, clicking on Education, and checking out the various resources, including a free online course offered by the National Federation. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Hey, I'm Kristen.
The best mobile pet beautician around. I'm Robert.
The owner of the UPS store in my neighborhood. I get all kinds of pet products delivered all the time. And since my van is my office.
Her business needed a real street address.
So I got a mailbox at the UPS store. Now I never miss a delivery because Robert can sign
for all Kristen's packages and send out a text or email when they arrive. Kristen loves being in business on her own.
But with Robert's help, I don't feel like I'm alone.
And running around in circles.
Are you a
mind reader?
Wow.
To learn about mailbox services at the UPS store and to find a locally owned center near you, visit theupsstore.com. We love small businesses. We love logistics.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing expert. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
Bob, what are you doing out there with that rifle and dynamite?
I hated that old credit card machine so much that after Silver Dollar Business Solutions came by, this'll be fun.
No, that's dangerous.
Oh, we don't need that old thing anymore. Silver Dollar Business Solutions got me a better system and lowered my rates. My customers are happy with quicker checkout, and we're keeping more of our hard-earned revenue.
Well, it sounds like you've really thought through the business part, but that pile of dynamite has me worried.
Oh, it'll be great.
If you own or manage a business and hate your credit card processor, Silver Dollar Business Solutions can help. Whether you need to lower your costs on your current equipment or replace your processing system, Silver Dollar Business Solutions is here for you. You will be so happy you'll want to celebrate, but please don't do anything dangerous.
I guess the dynamite wasn't such a good idea.
231-758-2851. Silver Dollar brings value to you.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here in Petoskey High School for the beginning of the district playoffs. tonight's opening round match between the Petoskey Northmen and the Marquette Redettes. And before we went to a break, we were talking about the Marquette players who are added to the roster for the playoffs. We've got two former JV players for the Northmen being added to the roster too, Sarah Yankoviak and Megan Sisko. And Caitlin, what do you know about the two of them?
I know Megan Sisko very well. She's my second cousin. But other than that, she's a player. She's a freshman right now. She's very tough. She's a good rebounder. That was her job, and she's very good at finishing her shots. And, last game they played on JV, her last game of the season, I don't know how many times she went to the line, just even the other team, her teammate was shooting a free throw, or she was shooting the free throw, and she was still getting the rebound and putting it back up. Sarah Yakoviak is a very smart player, and she's, great with passing on the court. She's also a post player and, likes to work it around. I'm excited for those two to come up on varsity next year. That's what I'm hoping they do, but if they both stick with it. But just a tough worker, very smart, finding people and knowing when to pass it in certain situations.
Right, and we've seen the two of them play quite a bit as we watch a lot of the JV game before the varsity game comes on. And those are definitely two of the top players on junior varsity. That's why they got brought up. There's a couple of other really good players on that team that bodes well for next year and the years to come, as we have several people playing in their last season now for the Northmen, but hopefully they have quite a few more games left to go. Back to the Redettes. I was looking. I have their results for the whole season, and since they lost us, they lost their first two games both at the Petoskey Invitational. They lost to Brighton, who I believe went on to win the Invitational, and they lost to us as well. Since then, they have only lost one game. They've won 17 and lost one since then. The one loss was to Houghton on February 4th, so not too long ago, 56-47. And the other teams, it's hard to make comparisons because we don't play a lot of these teams. They've beaten Kingsford, Gwynn, Negaunee, Menominee, Escanaba, Gladstone, all the big UP teams. They did play Sault Ste. Marie, and they beat them 70-29. Of course, we beat Sault Ste. Marie as well. So it's hard to know, and we're going to get a good look as the game gets started here tonight. How about the Northmen? Their level of preparation for this? They had a pretty decent game the last Friday, so hopefully they'll be in good shape and be ready for tonight.
Northmen we can't be afraid to shoot the ball, and I think we're missing a lot of good looks. They have been doing better. I think we were kind of like at a climax, and then we went down a little bit, and we're kind of rebuilding off going down a little bit. We played some really bad teams, and we played just like, the teams we didn't play to our level. So I think this is a good experience being on our home court, having that advantage as we go in the districts to get that good start, and just, remembering like this is all to have fun and everything they've gone through this season. We have 5 great seniors on this team, and I know all of them very well, and I know none of them are ready to be done this quick. So,
right. And they've won 14 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on a very solid streak. There were a few weak spots in there, but having a weak spot and still winning is still an accomplishment. And they've got that win streak that they're riding. The Redettes, I've read a bunch of the news stories about some of their games and all that, and they play a pretty good defensive game. I think they focus a lot, and traditionally I think that's true of them, that they focus a lot on defense. And from looking at their team, some of those people are big, solid players, and from looking at the scores of their games, they played some really good defensive struggles, and I think our offense is going to have to be on its toes. Sometimes our offense has had some trouble firing. And,
our offense is definitely going to have to be on their toes. Coach Smith has played against us every single year. I'm pretty ever since I was a freshman. And, Megan Tompkins and Kelsey have been on this team for 4 years. And that is our go-to girls. We all know that. Everybody in the whole state knows that. It's, written on paper that those are the girls we like to get the ball. And, seeing those two girls grow and develop, they're memorable players when you play against them. And so, he's definitely probably prepared his team very well. And, we see a lot of teams like to get the ball try getting the ball in the inside and penetrating the paint. But his team, talking to him, they really like the outside, especially Vitella. What's her name? Vitella? Yeah. She, they like the threes. And there's about probably 4 or 5 girls that, aren't afraid to shoot right on the outside. So tonight's going to be about closing out. And I know Coach D, is telling the girls, you need to box out long because there's going to be a lot of threes from the outside, and those shots are going to hit, weird off the rim and bounce long. So, always have someone behind you so you have the better position on them.
All right. Well, talking about defense, this Northland team is no slouch on defense either. We've got the statistics sheet from the Big North Conference, and their overall points against for the Northmen is 30.8, which is far and away the best in the Big North Conference, and really an outstanding points against average, only giving up less than 31 points a game. Not bad at all. And at the same time, scoring 51.4, which is also best in the Big North Conference. Looking at the individual scoring, we do have this week, for the first time, Mackenzie Edwards. I guess she finally played enough games to get up into the top position or whatever it is.
Do district games count? And
this is
to go in the BNC, or no? Is it just regular season?
This is all conference scoring. What we have.
Okay.
So, nobody's played any district games yet, so that's not in.
Well, I didn't know if that would count, or is it just regular season games?
Don't know. Count for what? I mean, this
is part of the BNC.
Yeah, this is I think the last report. In any event, right now it's Mackenzie Edwards with 217 points, significantly ahead, I would say, of Kelsey Yance, who is second in the conference with 176. So what is that? About 30 points ahead over all those games. An average of 3.7 per game. Kelsey Yance with 176. Megan Tompkins next with 140. And then, as it's been all along, further down on the page is Liz Fraser, who's got 47. And a little further down, Katie Lewis has got 40.
Van Worden,
Alyssa Van Worden
she's top 20.
Is in there someplace. There she is. She is at 70. Right, so she's right up there too. So just as it's been all season, Northland doing very well in scoring. Hopefully they'll be able to continue that tonight, being very careful and well prepared on defense, even when their offense is breaking down a little bit. So hopefully that will help them and carry them through tonight's game. And we're just about ready to get into all the final preparations for the game. So we're going to take a short break now. We'll be right back with the starting lineups and the tip-offs and the anthems and all that stuff, and then the beginning of the districts here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an unwinder. I'm about to go unwind for 4 days at a spa. The last thing I want to do is deal with my luggage, so I'm going to leave it up to logistics.
Unwinders love logistics. With our luggage services, just drop your luggage off at the UPS store, and your bags will be sent right to your destination. No waiting in line to check bags, no waiting at baggage claim. All you have to do is unwind. To find a location near you, visit theupsstore.com. The UPS store locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours vary by location.
The Continental Inn of Sheboygan is conveniently located on Main Street in downtown Sheboygan. Within walking distance of the beach, shopping, and restaurants, the Continental Inn offers spacious rooms with cable television, high-speed internet, and all the comforts of home. Enjoy the heated outdoor pool and start your day off right with a delicious continental breakfast every day. And at the Continental Inn, your well-mannered pets are always welcome. Book your stay on the web at continentalinn.biz.
They officiate because they love the game that gave so much to them, and they want to give back to it. They officiate because they believe that the mission of high school sports is to help educate kids. They'd like you to join their ranks, so why don't you? To become a registered high school game official, call or click the Michigan High School Athletic Association. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
All right, we are back, and just a few moments from the beginning of tonight's game. We want to remind you that at halftime today, we'll, as always, have the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show, and with all kinds of information, details, and stuff from the first half, and getting you ready for the second half. Before the game does start, though, we can't forget our nation-leading, world-leading, nobody ever did this before, color coordinator presentation. And as the teams have now come out without their warm-ups on, with their regular game jerseys, Kaylin, what kind of a fashion report do you have for us tonight?
Fashion report, Marquette is in this nice candy red jersey. Red is one of those colors I just don't like. I don't know why. I wish I could wear red. I have red stuff, but I just tend not to buy that color. But it does look good on me for some reason, but I just don't like the color. But it looks.
Well, blondes and reds sometimes,
I don't know, but the thing I don't like about their jersey, I don't know if they're rolling their pants or. Yeah, it looks like they're rolling their pants. They, when they roll their pants, it's like a white band, and it just looks like they're wearing, some kind of belt, and it looks dumb. But other than that, they, look all good. Minus the black shoes and white socks thing. I do not agree with that. If you can wear black shoes, you can wear black socks, and you can wear white shoes with black socks, but not black with white. So other than that.
Yeah, they have the long, modern shorts on, but they roll them up, though.
Yes, they roll them up above the knee. It could be way worse. I'm not going to complain too bad, but it could be way better, too.
All right, and on the passion side of things, any thoughts on the emotional level of the Northmen tonight?
We have 5 great seniors on this team, and like I said earlier, this is not the game they're going to give in. They have their home court advantage. They're ready to bring the heat, so that's the passion. They're ready to go. I don't know if I'm ready yet. I'm a little nervous. I'm getting my butterflies.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. This is a big game, and we're all excited about it. We're all looking forward to it. You're getting the on-court announcements done down there, and we're getting ready for the national anthem. Kick things off here at Petoskey High School for the very beginning of the MHSAA District 12 playoffs, and the playoffs for the Northmen as they get ready to get started. To get started, though, we're going to have the national anthem coming up right now after they make a few important announcements on the court. A lot of people wearing red in the stands tonight for Marquette. A lot of people wearing blue for the Northmen. So if you're in the Petoskey area, which I know you are because you're listening to us, still time to get out here and join us in the stands. Should be a lot of fun tonight. Anyway, our national anthem.
Amen.
right, and we're about ready to get going. I see about 20 and maybe almost 30 different Marquette fans, parents, whatever, in the stands tonight. That's not bad considering how long a drive it is for them to get down here for Marquette. The folks I talked to just drove down today and going to turn around tonight and drive back up. Hopefully someone will stay and enjoy our town overnight. They're here with banners and signs and enthusiasm, and as they start introducing their players, they're standing up and cheering. So so there's a lot of excitement going on here. And there's the Northman fans cheering a little louder, not to be outdone. Somehow I think it helps fire up the home team when the visitors come in and make some noise.
I'm fired up right now.
Well, then, since you're so fired up, why don't you let us know who the starters are on both teams?
For the Northmen, we have center Megan Tompkins, at guard Liz Frazier, at forward Kelsey Ants, at forward Katie Lewis, and at point guard Alyssa Van Warden. For the Redettes, we have at guard Hunter Vitala, at point guard Leanna Storm, at forward Morgan Serbert, at forward Elizabeth Curran, and at center Linda Curran. So I wonder if that's two sisters.
Probably so. Tell you what, Kaylin?
Yes.
You want to tell some people what your thoughts are right now for the beginning of the game? Hang on.
All right. Well, thoughts of the beginning of the game. We're all fired up. I'm nervous sitting here right now. Marty is, making sure everything's going good. I think the Marquette broadcasting guy's having a little trouble. Not sure if he's back on the air.
There we go. I think we got them all straightened out over there on the Marquette side. So hopefully we're all straightened out over here, and you can hear us loud and clear at home. Sorry for having to go off and help them for just a second, but I think we are all set. Big crowd on the floor tonight as each team bringing up a bunch of additional players. The Petoskey Northman star circle on the floor.
This is a better one. Usually it's a little oval-y.
I'm sorry?
Usually the circle is a little oval-y.
Yeah, they've been working on it. Yeah, they got a good form down there tonight, so that's good. And they're jumping up and down, getting ready to go there. There's Megan Tompkins practicing her ups. Seems like she's got plenty of them tonight. That's always good. And we just can't wait to get started, can't you? Either that or it's cold up here. I don't know.
It's a little bit of both.
Caitlin's rubbing her hands and ready to go. I know I'm all excited, and it sure sounds like the fans are ready to go that are sitting in here. And I know you folks at home are looking forward to the start of this game. The Northmen out on the floor. Now the Redettes coming out there, and the officials out there with the ball. So all they need is for me to shut up, and they can get this game underway. So let's see what happens. There's Megan Tompkins for her. Yep, makes her zillionth tip-off in a row. And the Northmen start out with the ball. It's Kelsey Ants. Back to Van Worden.
They're playing really tight inside, and I think it's more because of, go for it.
The Redettes stole the ball. They go down the court quickly. Shot goes up, a layup by Siebert, and it misses now all the way down the court to Tompkins, who's way ahead of everybody and puts in the layup. Nice. So a typical Northman start, just with a little bit of temporary interruption there, but the Northmen lead 2-0, and now the ball is back in the hands of the Redettes. Out in front, handling the ball is Storm. Passes it over to the right-hand side to Curran, and Curran back in the middle to her sister, I assume it is. Her shot goes up, and we'll try to give you the first names of the Currans as we mention them. 2-2 now, 7:12 remaining in the first quarter. Liz Fraser bringing the ball all the way to the hoop, puts it up, rolls off the rim, though, rebounded by the Redettes. I don't think we're going to get as many second rebounds as we
the
usually
Redettes,
do tonight.
they play really tight defense, and I think they're really packing it in with Megan and Kelsey, and the lane for Alyssa, Liz, and Katie are going to be wide open.
3-point shot from the far side, and they miss that, and Van Worden gets the rebound. So we're still at 2-2, and Ants drives in the middle, runs into two defenders. There is contact, and let's see
it's
how
out of bounds.
Somehow they just missed all the contact and called the out of bounds. So Northmen are going to bring the ball back in. They throw it to Tompkins on the top of the key. She hands it off to Ants. Ants takes the three from outside and puts it in.
Nice job, Kelsey.
They didn't come out to pick her up.
So it was even like a timid shoot, like try me. And
she's daring them, and they didn't come out, so she put it up. The Redettes with the ball on the far side of the key. They bring it back over to the close side, and there it's Vitala there with the ball. Not a lot of movement underneath as they're kind of waiting around for something to happen. They now drive in the inside, and the ball's deflected as they try to get it into the baseline, but it had too many people to pass it through. Yes?
What?
I thought you had something to say.
Oh, no. It was deflected. They kicked it. Sorry.
All right. So the Redettes bring it back in. And back out on top and then down on the right-hand side to Vitala. Vitala shoots from the outside and knocked away inside, but the Redettes recover. And they still back to passing it around the outside. They're opening the inside. For a second was Siebert, but the pass inside was knocked away by the Northmen. They throw it down the court and come down to the baseline to Tompkins. The pass was a little low, and the Redettes were able to knock it out of bounds. Northman bringing it back in from the outside. It is Lewis out there with the ball and finds Tompkins there on the right-hand side, who gives it back to Lewis. Back out on top to Fraser, and Ants standing out at the top of the key where she made her three-point shot from just a moment ago. She directs traffic, finds Van Worden inside, but the ball bounces off her hands, and the Redettes quickly up the floor. It's storming down the court, and she puts the ball up, misses, but she's fouled under there.
Foul was called on Liz Frazier. That's Northman's first foul of the night.
So Leanna Storm going to the line. She's a senior for the Redettes, and here's her shot. And nice shot, perfect.
Flawless.
And flawless, both.
Who just went in? Looks like, no. We had a little sub for the Redettes.
Yes, we did. Second shot misses, rebounded by Tompkins, passes it over to Ants, who gets across the timeline, looks back at Tompkins, but she's not looking, so they didn't pass it, and the pass to Van Worden is knocked away. Van Worden picks it up in the backcourt, brings it back up in the front. Driving down the right-hand side, stops, picks up her dribble, looking around for somebody, throws it back out on top to Lewis. Tight defense by the Redettes. We were right about that. They do play close. Tompkins on the outside. They're leaving her away. They're looking away. They're getting way away from them when they take it outside. Ants inside with two people on her front and back. She puts it up right into the teeth of the defense.
You know, and that's what you have to do. You have to try getting their players in foul trouble.
And she did get a foul on this one.
That was on Elizabeth Kerr, and that is her first, team's first.
So Northland at the line. Kelsey Ants ready for her fourth point. Misses the first shot. Northland lead 5-3. Now I did learn I talked to the coach. He doesn't want to talk about this, but we can't jinx them. So
don't bring that up.
Don't bring it up.
Not yet.
Okay,
not yet.
A little later, we'll talk about this. And second shot, this one goes in, and so it's now 6-3 Northland with a little over 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter as the Redettes bring the ball up the court. Met at the timeline by Lewis. And out on top now, it is Vitala. And they pass it into the right side. It's knocked away by
Alyssa Van Worden.
And so the Redettes are going to bring it in from the near side. That's Lydia Curran trying to throw it past the jumping Tompkins, that she does, to the side, not over the top. The drive to the basket. Ooh, they had open drive to the basket, but she decided to pass it away. Ball goes up, and Ants with the rebound. Drives down the floor, pushing her defender back with her. Now she gets past her, drives all the way in, passes one person, gets to the baseline, puts it up. She misses, and she's going to have to make some of those shots. Good job getting to the basket, though.
Yeah, I think, Coach, we need to run sorry, I'll wait till after. Shoot.
Okay, the Redettes get it inside. It's a Storm. Leanna Storm puts the ball up. She misses, but she's fouled going up. And actually, that is Kristen Iwanski who gets the benefit of the foul. She's at the free throw line. And it was called
on Kelsey Ants. But what I was saying for offense, I think we really need to, play everybody wide and have the girl or whoever has the ball. I think Alyssa, Kelsey, Megan, even Katie, they can all beat them off the dribble and hopefully get a foul or draw that foul. So really, it's just the Redettes are playing such tight defense.
Okay, Iwanski missed her first shot, but she made the second one. You mean like spread out the other players so that there aren't extra defenders clogging up the lane in there, right?
Yeah.
Ants with the ball, drives all the way down, runs to about three people. This time she gets fouled. So she's doing a good job of taking it into the crowd and getting the fouls called her way. We'll see how that manages to continue. Hannah Skolton in the game now for the Northmen, and she's standing out of bounds ready to throw the ball in. Northmen are up 6-4, and now they switch, and it's Lewis bringing the ball in from out of bounds. 4:09 remaining in the first quarter. Ball into Van Worden, who drives across the middle, tries to curl in, but can't. Skolton on the outside, back to Van Worden. Van Worden again trying to drive in. Ball gets away from her hands as she splits through the defense, but as I said, the ball gets away from her and goes out to the Redettes. Marquette bringing the ball up the floor now. And we've got Amanda Stinger getting ready to check in. Ball comes in front now and passing across to Iwanski. Iwanski on the right side, and shot goes up. That was Storm put that up, and they gave her 3, so it's 6-7. Redettes ahead now, 7-6, with 3:34 remaining in the first quarter. Long pass across the backcourt, and back and forth there. So it goes back and forth between Lewis and Van Worden, and it's knocked out of bounds. So Skolton is going to bring the ball in for the Northland. Skolton standing there just about mid-court as she's ready to bring the ball in. Everybody running around getting ready for the play, getting in position. And now they give the Skolton the ball, and she passes it in, and it's pulled down by Fraser over to Ants. Ants waiting for the...
Look how wide that middle is. You know, they're playing so uptight on Megan.
They're listening to you and spreading it out, too, I think. So, anyway, there's Fraser with the ball on the right-hand side, gives it to Stinger. Ants in the middle, surrounded by 3 people. They're clearly playing on her. She puts the ball up and in. Not quite as tight this time, so no need to get any fouls, but she threw the ball through, so Northman now take the lead 8-7. And that's quickly countered.
They called that a 3, which that did not, I don't know, I'm not, probably a bad angle, but it looked a lot closer.
Pretty close. Elizabeth Curran, right? Puts the ball up for the 3, and so now it's 10-8. Ants bringing the ball across the timeline, getting up into the lane, keeps driving, stops, puts the ball up, goes all the way, coast to coast.
You know, Kelsey, you guys just got, they have to realize, just keep penetrating the middle. You know, they're playing too tight, overplaying the passing lanes that they're not getting anywhere.
Northman now tied with the Redettes 10-10. And there is a Storm driving into the middle. Foul called, I think, Stinger?
Nope, Frazier. And that is her second. So we have Katie Lewis coming back in the game for Frazier. You know, Frazier just has to be careful. She plays excellent defense, and this is the type of player we want on the court to especially be guarding someone like Storm. But looks like she came out, too.
All right. Ball across the outside now there. That's another 3. That's for Vitala.
That is her first points of the night.
13-10. Stinger now with the ball. Stops, pops it into Tompkins underneath. Back out on top. Back to Ants on the right-hand side. Ants' 3-point shot misses. Underneath, Tompkins goes up for the ball and knocked out. They give it to the Redettes.
It was, you know, that was great ball movement, but Amanda Stinger was wide open at the block. They have to be aware that Kelsey should have just dumped it down. No one was guarding her, and you can't have mistakes like that.
Redettes now get the ball up the court. They have it on the far side now, back out on top. It's Siebert with the ball over on the right-hand side to Huber. Down underneath, and shot put up by Curran, Elizabeth Curran, and they get the rebound. The Redettes have it. They put it back up, and their shooting is excellent tonight. That was Vitala putting the ball in, and 15-10 now, so the Redettes out to an early lead. Bringing it up the court is Lewis. Gets it to Ants underneath to Tompkins, wide open. She misses the first shot, but gets it back and puts it in.
You know, right now the Redettes are pressing us, and that means they're very vulnerable. You know, they have excellent ball pressure, but they leave the backside open, and we really need to focus on that and realize and push the ball as quickly up the court.
And Tompkins was able to get down there wide open. The Redettes with the ball now. They shoot. It's blocked, but they get it back over on the right-hand side. Another 3-point shot from Curran, Elizabeth Curran. They miss, so Ants is going through the lane, and they call it on the defender. The Marquette fans think it should have been a charge, but
you know, Kelsey has to be careful with that, because that that could go either way. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul, but it could have gone either way just depending on the ref. Foul is on Elizabeth Curran. That is her second foul of the night, team's third, so she really has to be careful. She's so far
I think it was a good
5
call.
points.
I don't think she established position. I think she was moving.
Yes,
but
you gotta,
it is close.
It is close. When you play a girl like Kelsey, you have to
get in there and be aggressive.
You're going to bounce right off of her.
That's
so.
Right. Northman have the ball inside now, and it's who is it? It's Lewis with the ball, brings it out on top. She's double teamed, gets it across the court to Skolton. Skolton's all by herself out there for a three, but doesn't take it. Back to Lewis on top. Lewis driving in, gives it to Stinger. Stinger drives in the middle, finds Tompkins underneath. She puts it up and in.
Great job by Megan Tompkins. Like I said, we just got to keep pounding it down low and not be afraid to shoot.
She got around the defender nicely, but now they get around her. And it is a Storm who gets to the line, but Tompkins goes up and knocks it away. And the ball's going out of bounds to the Redettes.
The best part about that is she avoided a foul.
Yes, and it avoided a wide open layup for her team. She doesn't have Storm, and whoever has the ball really needs to focus and stop her.
Ball in for the Redettes, out on top to Lydia Curran. And bounced around in the middle, picked up by Van Worden. Van Worden gets the ball and brings the ball up the floor across the timeline. Northman with the ball ahead, behind by 14-15 seconds away from the end of the first quarter. Tompkins puts the ball up, and it's off the rim. Buzzer's about to go. It does. And we come to the end of the first quarter. Northman trailing at the end of the first quarter for the first time in a while by 1 point. Redettes up 15-14, and we'll be back with the second quarter just a minute here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
Nestled in the woods across from the Pellston Regional Airport, the Pellston Lodge is halfway between Mackinac City and Petoskey and close to all the great things about Northern Michigan. Enjoy first-class accommodations, a dip in the pool after your long day, and wireless internet throughout the hotel. A delicious morning continental breakfast awaits you before a day of activity. Winter ski packages are also available from Nubs Knob Ski Resort, so make your next stay at the Pellston Lodge in Pellston on the web at pellstonlodge.com.
And we are back after a really close, exciting first quarter. Petoskey Northman trailing the Marquette Redettes by 15-14. Caitlin, some good play on both sides in that first quarter.
The Northmen are playing really well, even though they're down by 1 point. The things that they need to change are things that are very controllable. They need to make sure that they're stopping the ball right away, because a lot of the plays that they've scored off of is just bad closeout, them reversing the ball when all our girls aren't back, and underestimating some really great shooters that are outside. All their shots, I think, from the Redettes are from the floor and the three-point arc. So
Northman has some really powerful offensive weapons. You have to make some choices in defending them, and that leaves some things open, and the Northmen just have to capitalize on that. It's the shots by the big guys inside that they have available as the Redettes are playing them wide open.
The things we have to be careful about is Megan and Kelsey are playing great, and they're the two people that have scored, but we need more people contributing to the game.
Redettes with the balls. We're going in the second quarter. They take a three-point shot from the outside and pull down the rebound. That is Lydia Curran with the rebound, and they maintain possession of it from the outside, looking around, trying to get some motion going inside. The only person who's really moving in there is Vitala. Now there's another three-point shot from the outside. That one hits the top of the basket, comes back down. They rebound that, and another deep three-point shot almost from the end line, from the sideline.
Ooh,
ball pulled off.
The refs are letting them play out a lot of jump balls, but they got to be careful because things like that coming down with the rebound, someone could get hurt. So I do like to play out rebounds a little bit, but it's that rip just looked kind of painful.
All that said, it was a nice tough play by Lewis, and went up and got her hands on the ball.
Way to be strong with the ball.
And pulled it down, which did bring the other player down, but got us the ball. And now it's Van Worden with the ball up in the forecourt as the Northmen bring the ball up and set their offense up. Van Worden backing up a little bit. Now she brings it down on the right-hand side, gets all the way to the baseline, curls in. She's open underneath, puts it up, and there's two Redettes over the back on her, so it looks like she's going to the line. Yes, she is. Northman trailing by 1 in the early moments of the second quarter. Van Worden at the line now for the Northmen.
foul was on Hunter Vitala. That is her first, team's fourth of this half.
And here's Van Woerden's first shot.
Nice
and
job.
it goes rounded in. So that ties the game up.
We have Liz Frazier in for Hannah Skolton, so that's going to be great on the defensive end. She brings a lot of energy to the court, and she's very good at communicating. So hopefully, she can have a big spot in stopping Vitala or Storm.
Okay, shot misses. We're back to the starters except Amanda Stinger is in there, which is another height addition to the lineup. And the Northmen get the rebound, pass it out. It's Ants gets the ball in the middle of the court, leads the team down, stops the drive, passes the ball over to the right-hand side to Fraser. Fraser back to Lewis in the middle from the free throw line. She puts it up off the bracket, fighting for the rebound underneath.
Kelsey.
And what do they call it? They called it on Ants. Her arm was kind of inside.
She got tied up. You got to be very careful. We can't have her. We can't afford her off the floor. She definitely contributes to the offensive end, and she takes up a lot of space down there for her height and her size. That's her second foul, team's fourth.
Tompkins in for Ants. Now I realize why everybody was giving me a funny look when I said they were doing it for height, because the person on the bench was Tompkins. But anyway, she's back in there now. Both Tompkins and Stinger are in there. As the ball comes back out on top there for the Redettes. The in pass is intercepted by the Northmen, and it's Van Woerden with it, bringing the ball up the court. Gets it to Lewis on the right-hand side. Lewis to Van Woerden, who brings it down and in the lane, back out to Stinger. Stinger's three
nice job.
is up and in. That's the first three for the Northmen, and that makes it 18-15, 5:55 remaining in
second three for us.
Is it? Who got the other
Kelsey
one?
had the first.
All right. Down inside now, they're double
Nice
team.
job, Katie Lewis.
And
She's playing fantastic
nice,
defensively.
aggressive, tough play by Lewis. She gets the ball out, stole it away underneath from two Redettes, and now they get it back to the baseline. Stinger shoots it.
Amanda Stinger really stepping it up tonight. If we can make her a threat from offensively, and Alyssa Van Woerden, and yet we have Megan and Kelsey. This is going to be a tough game for the Redettes.
And if Stinger can keep shooting those shots from the outside, that helps open things up. 20-15 now, Northland. And the Redettes are going to have to adjust and find some avenue for that. They try to go around Lewis, and she steps in the way and is called for a foul.
That is, did you forget to put Katie on here? Oh, there she is. She's 22.
Yeah, where she always is. That's her first foul.
Yeah.
And but non-shooting foul, so the Redettes getting the ball out of bounds. And it is Lydia Curran out there, but they call a timeout, and they get to go to the sidelines to talk about it, which means we get a second to talk about it right here. I think the second quarter, the Northmen have adjusted to the Redettes' defensive plan pretty well and responded to it with some good outside shooting.
Yeah.
And some good tough play by Lewis primarily.
Yeah, Katie Lewis, she's really stepping it up on the defensive end, getting a lot of steals, and those little hustle plays make the biggest difference in games like this. And we have Amanda Stinger stepping it. She's a great defender, but she's also a great, she has a nice shot, and, coming down, and we were down by 1 point, and now it's 20-15, and that's because of Amanda Stinger and Alyssa's nice free throw. Having that adjustment in the game will give us the confidence we need.
Redettes bringing the ball. They get in the lane, chucked off there and over to the right-hand side. Shot out, missed, rebounded by Van Woerden nicely between two Redettes. They run into her back, no call, and now Lewis brings the ball up for the Northmen. Lewis stops, picks up her dribble, turns around, finds Fraser. Fraser
Drive it
into Stinger. And back out to Lewis, and the rebound comes down to the Redettes. They move up pretty quickly. Fraser's back there underneath the basket. Did a nice job getting back on defense.
Look at Katie out there.
And Lewis goes in, takes the ball away from two Redettes, just like she did before, and they've blown the whistle now. And I thought they were going to call something on the Northmen, but I don't think so. I think they're giving the ball to the Northmen.
We have Jamie Larson. It looks like Liz did something again to her knee. I don't, having a small injury that seemed, anything can set it off to go off, and hopefully she just one of those things where she can get back in the game, because we really need her on the defensive end. We have Jamie Larson coming in. Right now it's Alyssa, Katie, Stinger, Tompkins. out there. So.
All right, Lewis still in there. Let's see if we can get some continued aggressive defense from her. Van Worden gets the ball up the court now. Stinger over to Lewis. Lewis back to Van Worden, drives down the lane. Excellent play.
Oh,
got
we
wide
just
open.
got to finish that.
Yep. Beautiful opportunity, beautiful layup, but off the rim. 20-15 now as Redettes bring the ball back. Redettes setting the ball up. On the outside, they have Hubner over on the far side, pop it up from just inside the three-point line. And do you know who that was?
That was Courtney Lefferner. I'm not sure.
Oh, yes, Lafreniere. And ball inside now on the Northman side. It's rolling around on the floor, diving down for it, and picking it up finally now is a Stinger to get the ball back out to Lewis. She's double teamed, gets the ball away, but now the Redettes take over, pass the ball all the way up court, and Van Worden goes over the back to knock that ball away. It was a good play. It was an opportunity for a layup, and she came in and denied it.
That's her first, so and that's 16 fouls. We have 3:35 left in this half. Vitala, not the person you want to send go to the line. I'm sure she's a great free throw shooter, but that was their first point they scored this half was Lafreniere. So we've been playing excellent defense.
And she missed the first shot. Kelsey Ann's coming in, by the way. And that's, if you're going to foul somebody, that's the place to do it, right? Under the basket when they're going up to shoot. Something that's going to make a difference in the game. So far, it saved 1 point, and she makes the second one. So 1 instead of 2 with 1 foul as the cost. And Kelsey Ann's with the ball across the timeline. They come out and play her as she gets across. Now they're double team, but Kelsey struggles for it, picks it up off the floor. They call her for traveling.
No, they called her for a double dribble, which, she wasn't technically dribbling, so I don't understand why. She was on the ground. She wasn't trying to dribble. It just kind of got away from her.
In any event, the Redettes bring the ball down the court. They take another three-point shot from the outside. That one goes over the rim. And they get the rebound to bring it back out on top. 3 points again from the outside. This time it's Lydia Curran who puts it in. They have a great outside shot. A lot of their players. That is their 4-3 of the night. Lewis double team, passes it away to Stinger. Stinger to Larson, who's now in the game. And whistle blows. Ball goes over to.
Coach D called a timeout. He called it in the right time, and Jamie Larson ended up throwing it away, but the ref did. The fans got crazy, but, Coach Smith, I looked right at him, and he understood, that was a good call. Yep. He did say timeout before she threw it away.
Yeah, so Larson was tied up.
She was tied up, and she threw Coach D called timeout, then she threw the ball away, and then the Redettes were going to get the ball, and then the ref blew the whistle. So, good call on the refs, and I think Coach Smith is a very respectable man and coach, and you can tell just by the way, talking with him and the way he's coaching, he's not, dissing any players, and he only had good things to say about Petoskey and stuff. So, other people who I've talked to and coaches, probably one of the better conversations I've actually had.
Excellent. Anyway, the situation is we've got 2:56 remaining in the first half. The Redettes are up by 1, 21-20. So it's going to be a struggle for the next 3 minutes for these teams to see who can come out of the first half in the lead.
And it's tough when you have Alyssa Van Worden and Liz Frazier sitting at the same time on the bench, just like if we had Megan and Kelsey sitting on the bench at the same time. We need both those players for their defense and also their offense and their energy on the court. And
Lewis to Stinger to Ants. Ants looking around now, gets inside to Tompkins, back to Ants. She takes the outside pop. The three goes around the inside of the rim. It pops out, and the Redettes have the ball leading by 1 with 2.5 minutes. They get it all the way up to the baseline. Nice shot. But Tompkins bats the ball away and prevents that shot from going in, then bats the rebound away, but the Redettes get it. They put up another shot from outside. This one's rebounded by Stinger underneath, but she gives the ball up underneath the basket and then fouls as the player takes the ball up.
We can't be sloppy with the basketball. Amanda Stinger did a great job, got that rebound, and then kind of got a lazy pass while the other girl knocked it away. They know we're trying to get to Kelsey on the floor to, weave through the players, and now it's 22-20, and she still has one more opportunity to shoot.
Okay, Stinger hasn't played a lot of minutes this year, but now that she's getting a great opportunity in this game, she's got to take advantage of those. And
well, she was like 6'7" off the bench with Hannah, so she knows experience-wise. But we have right now, the only person with fouls right now is Kelsey and Liz, and I think we need Alyssa in there.
Okay, Larson passes the ball across the court. He gets away as the Redettes take it down. They got a player all the way up front, putting the layup in. She's past everybody, and that is Vitala. Northman get it back now, and it's Ants going towards the middle. Goes through, passes it over to Lewis. Lewis on the right-hand side, brings it down, turns around now. And as she passes it away, and she reached in, could have been called for a foul after giving that ball up. They got to stop doing that. And falling down on the court for the Redettes.
We can't, it was 15-20 us, and we can't have them have a 10-point scoring streak. We have Hannah Skolton going right now in for Jamie Larson, but we just can't afford these little mistakes, so early in the game. There's a minute 40 left in the first half, so we really need to step it up.
Lewis with the ball as the Northman bring the ball up into the forecourt. Tight defense on her. She gets away from her, the person who's guarding her, throws it over to Stinger on the far side, back in the middle to Tompkins, down inside to Ants. And if she's coming to the ball and catching it on the tip of her fingers, there's contact. I don't think they can call that as shooting foul.
Nope. It was a push on Lydia Curran, and that is her second. So both Curran has 2 fouls and Vitala has 1. So, those are 2 players we do want fouls on, but yet they're not in foul trouble yet.
Northman getting the ball in from out of bounds. And
she traveled.
Pass intercepted when they brought it in, but Van Worden responding, getting up there on defense, and caused the Redette to travel. So the ball goes back out of bounds this time to the Northman, and Lewis is stepping out of bounds to pick that up for Petoskey. Northman trailing by 5 with 1:21 remaining in the first half. They get the ball into Van Worden. She picks it up, gets it in the middle over the right-hand side to Skolton. She puts up her 3, bounces off the rim, rebounded, taken by the Redettes, and they're bringing it up the court. Down inside, and the pass is a good lead pass to Storm, but it gets away from her and goes out of bounds. So Northman picked the ball up. Nice break by the Redettes, but got to make the passes.
I'm sort of getting the feeling here that this game is going so fast that neither side can really keep up with it.
You got to control the tempo of the game. When both teams are trying to push the ball up the court, it's just out of control right now for both of them, and they just need to slow down.
Van Worden setting things up, gets the ball inside to Lewis. Her shot from the outside of the 3 misses, and it's rebounded by the Redettes.
I think we're settling for a lot of outside shots. We aren't an outside team. We shoot a couple, but we're not like the Redettes.
And Morgan Siebert's shot short, goes out of bounds, and the Northman getting it under their own basket. It's Amanda Stinger to bring it in. I was about to say the same thing. There wasn't a need for a 3-point shot in that play, and the first effort's got to be to try to get an inside play. Northman have the ball now. It's Van Worden driving to the basket from the right-hand side, surrounded by 5 people, finds Lewis, and over to Skolton, who is the open person. Her shot misses, but the rebound comes down to Van Worden. A good effort by Van Worden. It wasn't just that it came down to her. She did a good job of going to get it, but the ball's taken away by the Redettes with 11 seconds remaining. They're still up by 5, and Van Worden knocks away the pass as it gets off the floor, and they're calling it just out of bounds to the Redettes. No, to the Northmen. No, to the Redettes.
We have Allie Will coming in for Katie Lewis. 7 seconds left. She's playing on Storm, so this is kind of a different situation. I would want my starters in there. They have a great shot opportunity. 7 seconds is a long time.
And they've got the ball in the forecourt. Beckwith also in for the Redettes. Ball comes in to Vitella. She drops way back out as the clock's counting down. There's about 2 seconds. She takes it from out there. It's way off the top of the backboard. But the Redettes do end the first half with the lead 25-20, and we'll be back to talk about it just a minute here on the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210. and worldwide on WJML.com.
Things have perked up in downtown Alanson with the all-new R&R Cabin Restaurant. Chef Randy Cole and his partner Ruth invite you to stop in for a jumpstart breakfast or a delicious lunch of gourmet sandwiches and homemade soups. This Friday, try R&R Cabin's Friday night fish fry starting at 4 o'clock. Fill up on a great meal and top it off with a cup of freshly brewed coffee and one of many homemade desserts. Now open, try the all-new R&R Cabin, located in downtown Alanson. Call for today's special at 231-203-2012.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an unwinder. I'm about to go unwind for 4 days at a spa. The last thing I want to do is deal with my luggage, so I'm going to leave it up to logistics.
Unwinders love logistics. With our luggage services, just drop your luggage off at the UPS store, and your bags will be sent right to your destination. No waiting in line to check bags, no waiting at baggage claim. All you have to do is unwind. To find a location near you, visit theupsstore.com. The UPS store locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours vary by location.
And welcome everybody to the UPS Store Petoskey Halftime Show here in the opening round of the district playoffs here between the Petoskey Northmen and the Marquette Redettes. The Redettes ahead now, leading the game at halftime 25-20. And I've got a feeling that about the next 3-4 minutes of basketball is going to have a lot to say about how this game turns out. It's got to be a combination of a little anxiety and some experience and confidence in that locker room right now. And whichever one of those two sides dominates when the team comes back out is going to make a big difference, Kayla.
For sure. And, you know, basketball, we say this all the time, is a game of swings. And you have your ups and your downs. You have your great plays. And then, you know, you have the big turnovers. And we really just got to slow it down and don't settle for anything. You know, right now we're settling for a lot of outside shots. And, you know, the Redettes are really good at making outside shots. They have 4 threes from 4 different people. And the Northmen, you know, we have our nice shot from Hannah Skolin, and Katie Lewis is out there, and Kelsey and Alyssa. You know, I'm not misjudging them for their shots, but, you know, they're better. Especially Alyssa is better at driving. Kelsey's better at taking it to the hole, and that's what we need to settle for. And, you know, we're playing right into their plan. Is they're, you know, really trying to press us and make us turn it over, and we're going to have these open gaps outside, but they're, you know, their coach is saying let them shoot it outside. For us, we can't let them shoot it outside. Let it go down low and put it in Megan's area where we can swat at them. We have no one in serious foul trouble. We need Kelsey and Liz Frazier, and hopefully her knee's not too injured, but to really be careful about their fouls. But they're not in foul trouble. They only have 2 fouls. And, you know, thank God for Amanda Singer. We have her because that second half she scored 5 points, and that's where all her points came right in a row. And to be 15-20 up by, you know, up by 5, and then all of a sudden they have 10 points scored right in a row. 20-25 is the halftime score right now.
I think
we can't afford to have that.
I agree with you. I think the Redettes want a faster-paced game than the Northmen do. They seem to be a little faster off the turnovers, getting the ball, breaking out and getting the ball down the court. That's when they're getting their inside shots. When they have to set up, they usually end up with a 3. So, you know, our advantage is our ability to play defense when they set up. And on the other side, I think you're exactly right. Our advantage on the offense is the ability to get the ball in during the set offense, which I don't think the Redettes are doing a great job of getting the ball inside on their set offense.
You know, we really have to make sure we're closing out. We're getting back on defense. We're turning the ball over at half court and just making them, we're playing right into their hands. This is how they want us to play. You know, turning the ball over, settling for bad shots, and we just got to make sure that we're playing together as a team. And Megan Tompkins, we've seen all her points came from just rebounding down low and us pounding the ball. Kelsey was able probably to draw all of the Redettes fouls by just taking it down low. We see what the refs are calling it, how they're calling it. We just got to be careful. You know, they're definitely letting us play tonight.
I was going to say, I think that the way the refs are calling the game favors the Northmen a little bit, gives us a chance to play some of that aggressive defense that we like to play.
I don't know if it actually favors them. I would say they're calling it both ways, but in a way, that's how we like to play,
Right.
and that's how we like to. It's not like we're getting better calls than they are.
No. I didn't mean we were getting better calls. I just mean the style of game that they're calling helps us, but only if we manage to keep contained. And the tough thing for the Northmen all along is the transition game. It's after the ball turns over, getting back and turning over the ball, getting caught at the timeline or within a couple steps either way of it with a press or double team of some sort, and they just have to be more aware in that near half court situation.
The Redettes right now are trying to double team a lot, and we're getting caught up in it and throwing it. We got to make sure our guards are out there. We have someone like Jamie Larson. She's great basketball player, but she's great down low. We need her down low, getting those big rebounds and posting up and putting in those little shots. And she does have a nice jumper, but we can't have her at half court. We're just setting ourselves up. We got to be where we are on the court. We want to get the ball who gets the ball. That's not her fault that she got stuck up there. It's just a bad lineup where we need Alyssa, like I said, we need Alyssa or Liz in the same time. We need Megan or one of those two to initiate it.
Right. And long shots lead to long rebounds, which lead to transition baskets.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to be careful about that. We'll be back to talk about it a little bit more here as the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show continues on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
Bob, what was that?
Hey, that was our old computer.
Why did you do that?
Well, it was old and slow, and I was getting frustrated waiting for it. I just got to go out and buy a new one, I guess.
That was a waste. Silver Dollar Business Solution makes your computers fast again. For pennies on the dollar compared to what a new computer costs, you don't even have to pack it up. They'll come to you.
If your computer is slow, unreliable, or just plain broken, call Silver Dollar Business Solutions for affordable on-site repair, tuning, and upgrades. Silver Dollar Business Solutions can resolve most problems in one convenient appointment and works for 100% customer satisfaction. Call 231-758-2851 to make your appointment. Mention this ad and get 20% off your first visit.
I guess that dynamite wasn't such a good idea after all.
231-758-2851. Silver Dollar brings value to you.
My name is Susan, and I run my own consulting firm, which really means I'm the consummate multitasker. I'm the accounting department, the marketing department, the mailroom. So how do I get it all done? Logistics.
I'm Bob from the UPS Store. Multitaskers like Susan send their presentations to us online, and we print them, bind them, and make handouts. We also handle their packing and shipping. And with one of our mailboxes, we can sign for packages, even send text alerts when they arrive.
Thanks to logistics, I can do more than ever. And I didn't think that was possible.
Multitaskers love logistics. That's why they love the UPS Store and all the things they do. To find a location near you, visit the upsstore.com today. Participation, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS Store is your certified packing expert. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
Welcome back to the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show. And teams are starting to come back out on the floor. The Redettes are already out there. Here come the Northmen. And Caitlin, why don't you tell us about the first half statistically?
Okay, Tompkins has 6, Stinger has 5, Ants has 8, and Van Worden has 1. For the Redettes, we have Vitalo with 8, LaFerner with 2, Storm with 4, Serbert with 2, Elizabeth Curran with 5, and Lydia Curran with 3. So, it's definitely obvious that the Redettes like to share the ball. None of them are afraid to shoot from the outside. So really we got to focus on closing out and, getting back on defense so they don't get those easy outside shots.
Either there's no one person that we have to focus on. We got to play defense well across the board, or there is somebody we don't know who they are because we're doing a really good job of focusing on them. But I think that it's that they really share the ball well and they have a lot of people who can score. So we just have to consistently play defense against everybody. On the other end, sounds like we're doing not a bad job on offense. We got 20 points. We should have a little more than that.
Just got to finish those shots. We had a couple of really good looks and drives, and we need to finish them. We worked hard for those drives, and we need to make sure that we make them count.
How many fouls did they have in the first half?
For the Northmen?
The Redettes.
They had 5, so
okay, Yeah, we're drawing those fouls. Forcing the fouls, we got people inside. We can do a little more of that,
We can do definitely a lot more of that. And
put some pressure.
We have 7, so make sure they're a good free throw shooting team that we don't get in bonus.
All right, well, that wraps up the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show, and we are in live action now at the beginning of the second half. The ball comes in now for the Redettes as they get off to a start, leading 25-20 here as we start the second half. They're passing the ball around the outside. The Northman defense is keeping them out around the outside.
Yeah, the Northmen are running a 1-3-1, and it's definitely working in their favor. Not giving that outside look, but they just got to always be aware of it because it's easy to break down.
They try to throw the ball into Siebert, but was guarded really nicely in front. Didn't even have a chance at the ball and went out of bounds. Van Worden now with the Northman.
It's funny because they're running the 1-3-1 against us.
And Ants gets the ball, takes her right to the basket, gets the second half started off the same way we started the first half, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, two good teams running the same strategy, and it's like you know how to beat it. Okay, something's wrong with Liz Frazier's knee because she can't stay up.
And Redettes get a shot that time. It was, I think, Iwanski who put the ball in for them. And, Frazier definitely having some trouble out there. Just slipped and fell without really any pressure on her. Northman now with the ball back and forth to Tompkins at the free throw line. They converge on her, so she passes to Ants, gets the ball back to Tompkins, but it's not really high enough and out. But it comes out now to Ants.
Everyone is falling on this court. I don't know why.
I don't think it's icing up on there. I think it's concentration and effort. People diving and trying hard to make their plays. But in any event, that turns the ball over, and it's the Redettes who still have that 5-point lead as they bring the ball up the court. Looking around out on top is Court. And they get it underneath and put the ball in.
They've hit 6-3 so far. We really got to close out. We can't give them any room on the three-point arc. Let it drive on us. That's the only opportunity we really have.
They're playing outside, and that gets people inside open. The ball comes inside, back out on top now to Lewis, to Fraser. And they're wide open is Van Worden. Vince comes to her, and her pass to Lewis goes out of bounds. Turnover to
they have to look. The lane is open in certain times, and when it is open, that's the time we really need to run Kelsey for a cut because it's not going to be open. It's only open for like a second, and we don't have, a second chance for that different kind of opportunity.
They draw their players out to the corners. That opens up the middle. Anyway, there's another three-point shot for them, and they put that
was Serbert. That is 9 points right in a row. All from the three-point arc. We can't afford to leave that open. It's quite obvious.
Van Worden now over to Fraser. Fraser in the middle to Ants. Ants double team. She drives through that person and somebody else. Gets inside, shot misses, and she's going to the line. She's fouled getting that shot off.
Fouls on Morgan Serbert. That is her first of this half.
And they don't call it a shooting foul. It's out of bounds. And Lewis bringing the ball in for the Northman. And contact as soon as the ball gets in, and it's rolling around on the floor, picked up by the Redettes. Solid defense by them to get the ball into the three-point arc, shoot it, and goes out of bounds to the Northman. So far, all they're showing is a three-point shot.
Yeah.
And we, like you say,
it's hard to guard when someone can just catch and shoot right away. A lot of girls need to kind of do a little step to try getting it open, but right now it's
Fraser with the ball to Tompkins underneath, finds Van Worden wide open. She goes in for the layup. That's our play. We got to keep doing that. 32-24, 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Out on top over now on the near side, Redettes with the ball. That is Vitala over there. She drives to the baseline, brings it back out for a shot near the three-point line, and it's batted away. We get the rebound, Van Worden at the half court. Van Worden now all into the lane, but the ball gets away from her. It's recovered by Ants as it pops up in the air. Ants drives to the basket, misses the layup. Tompkins
there
over
we
there,
go.
puts
We
it
just
back
got to
in.
keep putting it on. You know, when we work so hard to get a basket, we can't let up on defense and let them just score a three. You know, that's a game, you know, we're never going to get ahead. And if we can just play a tough defense.
On the other hand, 2 trips in a row, we had the ball inside in good hands, and we did the right thing. And now shot blocked by Tompkins, a three-pointer, and she goes up and knocks it away. Ants with the ball in the forecourt, goes in between 2 players.
Ooh, you know, that's a type of play where you just kind of want to pull it up.
Yep. No help down there, and it goes off the rim. Redettes with the ball back, facing the defensive Van Worden. Now they bring it to the middle. Goes off the rim, rebounded by Lewis. 32-26, so a 6-point margin as Ants brings the ball up to the three-point line.
Ooh, we got to look at
Goes through the defense, takes a shot. She misses.
You know, I'm surprised they called that because it wasn't, Kelsey didn't push off of her. Kelsey, that girl stayed, you know, still. It should have just been a non-foul call.
Not much contact, really.
No, there was she didn't, you know, she didn't go through her and she didn't push her down. And if that is the case, that girl, you know, it was just a no-foul play. Kelsey didn't make that shot. That girl didn't draw a foul. It's just, that was good basketball right there, and unfortunate that call was made.
But the Redettes end up with the ball, and they get it in the forecourt. In the lane there, now they take it down, they drive, they miss. They had a good layup opportunity. Now they have another one, and that goes in, that time by Iwanski. And Northman bring the ball up the court, trailing 34-26. Van Worden out on top. 3:14 remaining in the third quarter. Goes into Fraser. Tompkins on the free throw line. Bounces off the brackets and rebounded by the Redettes. Knocked away by Van Worden to Ants. She puts it up and
Nice
in, and
job by
she's foul
Kelsey.
taking it up. I think they're going to give her that shot. They should.
Yep. She's going to the line. The foul was on.
Don't know yet.
Iwanski.
Yeah, they haven't put it up on the scoreboard yet.
While we're at it, my sister's name is Lydia. I gotta call you for mispronouncing that pretty badly.
I know. Sorry. You know, I'm not good at pronouncing stuff, but I think Lydia sounds, you know, that's more downstate. Lydia.
And Kelsey puts her shot in. And so that gets us back to a 6-point margin, 34-28. The Redettes with the ball. 29, rather.
5
They hadn't put that shot on the board yet when I looked up, so it's 5 points. 34-29, 2:58 remaining. Northman narrowing the margin a little bit. Redettes with the ball out on top. Moving over the right-hand side. Far side for a three. Nope, they bring it back out as our defense got on them very well. Now they're driving down the lane. They find person underneath, and that was Lafreniere. Lafreniere put it up and scored. Then Worden now with the ball gets it to Stinger back outside, and now Skolton has it on the far side. Skolton out to Stinger, and Stinger to Van Worden out on top still. Nobody driving in the middle. There's Tompkins standing at the free throw line.
She needs to fake a pass and drive it. You know, they're really playing up these passing lanes, and
there was actually nobody in the lane if she'd gone in. Lewis
Just
takes
stop,
it, puts it up in. As she drives, somebody needs to drive, and Lewis did a nice job of that. Northman 31 points now, trailing by 5. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter as the Marquette Redettes bring it across the timeline. Driving into the lane, and they put it up. They miss. They get the rebound underneath, and Tompkins knocks that ball out of their hands, but she's called for the foul. So they have trouble scoring when they get even when they get the ball open inside. You know, they're tough. Their better shots are on the outside. We have to play them tough inside without fouling.
Overplay the three-point line because they were not afraid to shoot. That's 3 points right out there, and their threes are going in. You know, we have people on help side. You know, we are known for our help defense, and there's going to be times where they're going to, you know, overthrow it to the other side, and they're going to hit that three-point arc, and we'll have to adjust again. But right now, we have to adjust to how they're playing.
Iwanski missed her second shot, got the rebound, but Tompkins took it away from her, and now wrestles it away from several other Redettes and gets the ball to Van Worden, who brings it up the court. Kelsey Ann sitting in front of the scorer's table waiting to come in as Van Worden passes the ball to Skolten, and it's off her hands, out of bounds. Not a real good pass.
No, Kelsey's coming in for Alyssa Van Worden. We really just need to slow it down and play tough defense. Our defense is what's kind of killing us right now. Our offense, we will get our shots. We've been getting our shots. But, to get a shot, it just means nothing when you just let them score.
Storm with the ball, passes it in to Siebert.
See, they can't make layups. They can make three-pointers.
They get the rebound, and we tie it up underneath. That's a Stinger who does. Picked up by Skolten and out to Lewis.
Right now they're running a loose 2-3 zone, and we really need to just have people flashing the middle.
And there's Ants, who cuts into the middle, pulls back out, gets the ball out on top now. She drives down the lane. The ball's knocked out of her hands, though, picked up by the Redettes underneath. And they bring the ball up the court. They've got a couple of people breaking ahead. They get it and draw the foul from Stinger. Yeah, she went over to block the play, but got out of control and ran into the player for the Redettes.
That is Meg Stinger's second foul. Our team's third. We have 53 seconds left in the third quarter. We aren't playing bad offense. We just got to watch the defense, little things like that.
Storm on the free throw line puts the ball in.
That's not Storm. That's Herberner, number 20.
Okay, Hubner.
I don't know how to say her name. Storm's outside the three-point arc, standing next to Frazier.
There you go, got it. Getting ready to take a shot. That's Hubner. And she makes the free throw. It's 39-31, so Northman down by 8 with just under a minute to go. Ants with the ball now. She brings it up court. Skolten with it on the left-hand side. Inside to Tompkins. Tompkins pivots, drives all the way down, misses the layup, but gets her own rebound, wrestles it away, gives it back to Ants, who puts it in, scores it, and gets the foul.
That's a great job by Megan and Tompkins. Megan, the coach, is really upset, calling over the back, but it's kind of hard when the ball comes down, and Megan's the first one to grab it.
Right, and then the other side jumps up into her. That's not really over the back. Ants now with the ball for the free throw and misses it. The rebound comes down to the Redettes. Northman down 6, 33-39 with 32 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Get the ball up, and it is down on the left side there. There's Skolten playing a strong defense to bring it back out on top, and Tompkins is out there at the top of the key. Knocks the ball out of the hands of Curtin. And they call a foul.
They call a foul on Liz Frazier. That's her third. There's no really reason why to panic. I know coach is sending Abby Blanchard in, I think, right now for her. There's 12 seconds left in the third. She's sending one in for Kelsey Ant. But there's 12 seconds left. She picked up her third. So you can't really worry about that kind of stuff.
And ball comes in, and it is an immediate whistle and a timeout called by the Redettes. They want to make something out of this 12 seconds, as well they should. I mean, they have a 6-point lead. That's only with all the as well as they played in the third quarter, they've only picked up 1 point at this stage. There's a whole quarter remaining, and they know that the Northmen can shoot, so they want to take advantage of this final 12 seconds. They've got the ball out of bounds, and they want to set up a play to see if they can get points off of it. Meanwhile, Northman talking about defense as Coach D standing up there talking to the players who are in the game, which is Blanchard, Tompkins, Skolten, Stinger,
Frazier.
And Fraser.
The Redettes have 7 threes. 21 of their 39 points have been from the three-point arc. And you think of if we would have given that up in twos,
right?
Layups instead of three-pointers, the game difference. And so we really need to just guard that arc. There's 5 seconds left. They're trying to
They're
set.
Playing for a three. They find one on the far side, but she stepped on the line. She should only get 2 on this, and she does.
Yeah, the ref called it a 2.
And that ends the third quarter, 41-33. And we'll be back with the final quarter of this game in just a minute on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an unwinder. I'm about to go unwind for 4 days at a spa. The last thing I want to do is deal with my luggage, so I'm going to leave it up to logistics.
Unwinders love logistics. With our luggage services, just drop your luggage off at the UPS store, and your bags will be sent right to your destination. No waiting in line to check bags, no waiting at baggage claim. All you have to do is unwind. To find a location near you, visit the UPSstore.com. The UPS store locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours vary by location.
And here we are getting ready for the fourth quarter of the first round of the district. Petoskey Northland hosting the Marquette Redettes, who have now a 8-point lead, 41-33. The game has been slowly moving in the Redettes' direction. They've been slowly extending their lead as the game's gone on. But there is an entire quarter, 8 minutes of basketball left, which is more than enough time for the Northland to turn this around. They are not playing poorly. They've got to do a few things a little bit better.
You just have to make those adjustments, and it's mainly being confident shooters, packing it down low. Down low is where we want to be, and don't settle for outside shots and guarding that arc for the Redettes. So. And
Van Worden with the ball as we find out what they're going to do. They get the ball into Lewis to Tompkins inside, back on top to Ants, who drives down the lane. It's blocked away from her, picked up underneath, scrambling around, and the Redettes get the ball back, but they're still being closely guarded by Ants, and they break the ball out of the backcourt.
We got to stop ball. We can't have, them dribbling up the court like that, to stop ball and watch the paint, but this case the three-point arc.
Okay, they have the ball outside, but she's caught there.
Nice.
And they held her there, and she held the ball for too long. So,
I'm not sure why, she had her dribble still, so the fact, and I was surprised she didn't get called for the foul. She was kind of leaning her body. Great job, I think, was that Katie Lewis?
I was, yes.
Katie Lewis playing strong defense.
Van Worden now is Northland bring the ball back up the floor. They got to score to narrow that lead a little bit. It's Fraser to Tompkins to Ants for the three. Off the bracket, rebounded by Fraser, who gets it to Ants underneath. Ants turns, puts the ball over to Tompkins. Tompkins puts it up and in. Ants and Tompkins combining underneath.
We need this combination with Ants and Tompkins. We can't settle for this.
And a three-point shot for the Redettes, but they miss. They get the rebound. They're tangled up and fall on the floor, and it's Lewis down there on the floor, holding on to her wrist a little bit.
She looks a little shaken up. She fell kind of hard. I don't know if she is blacking out from
stretching out her legs a little bit. It seems to be doing all right now. Coming out and playing on defense as the Redettes throw the ball in. On the other side of the floor from her, it's out on top. Fraser guarding Storm. Storm around and into Elizabeth Curran.
And she got called for a travel. This is the type of defense the Northmen need to play. Guard that arc and let them drive on you. We have great help defense. We do not have good closeouts. So
right, they've really done almost nothing against us inside. They keep missing their shots or doing things like that.
We can count the number of times they tried something on one hand and the inside. So outside is where they're comfortable, and we need to make them uncomfortable.
Van Worden going around and back and forth, finally gets in the lane, and they're giving the ball to
us. It looks like there was a foul on Leanna Storm, and that is her first. Team's fourth of this half.
Fraser brings the ball into Van Worden, back to Fraser. She's looking around inside, finds Ants. Ants turns around. Oh, wide open is Lewis, and she goes in and does.
Nice job. Everyone, it looks like there's a collision with Tompkins.
Tompkins and Ants are on the same side of the court. All the defense goes over there, and there's Lewis by herself.
It opens up backside. Right now we're running a man-to-man.
Margin's down to 4. And the ball underneath is Tompkins ties it up on the outside. I think they gave it to the Northman.
Yeah, the girl had possession of it. That was a good call. The girl had possession of the ball. She was holding it while she was out of bounds. It would have gone off of Tompkins, but
Tompkins was lying with her back on the line, so I thought they were going to call her.
I wasn't sure if they were going to call a jump ball, but
okay. Northman get the ball back by playing good defense inside. It's 37-41. They're doing what we said they needed to do. Get it back out on top now to Fraser. Margin is 4. Fraser into Ants. She turns, puts the ball up, misses off the rim.
No one is going in for the rebounds. We need 4 Northmen going in for rebounds. Nice hustle by Liz Frazier. They're trying to pass it up the court, and her and Katie are always there, ready to nick that pass. So
that gives the defense time to set up and breaks down that breakaway. And now they bring the ball across the timeline. This time, though, the Northman defense is in there waiting for them, and they try driving down the line. They run into Tompkins as they do that, though, but the shot goes up and in the basket. So an inside basket for Marquette. Up to Fraser. Fraser looks inside. Tompkins is there, but she doesn't give it to her. She gives it back to Van Worden. There's Lewis with the ball. Lewis into Ants. Ants across to Fraser. Fraser underneath to Tompkins. Tompkins gets it out to Van Worden. Inside, and Tompkins goes up and gets her hands on the rebound. Then there's contact underneath. And
foul is on Lydia. You're welcome, Jason. Lydia Kerner, that's her third. Team's 5th.
Okay, non-shooting foul ball out of bounds for the Northmen, who trail by 6. Into Tompkins, back to Lewis. Lewis's shot goes up and in.
Katie. She's really stepping up this half, and
she's doing a great job because all the defense is going to everybody else.
And now her offense is coming in, and we really need that out of her right now.
Now she's playing some good defense on Storm out on top. Storm gets the ball over for a 3-shot on the right-hand side. Ball on the rim and down to Van Worden. Van Worden brings it up the court on the right-hand side. The rest of the Northmen are on the left-hand side. They get to the beginning of pass it across
Megan
to Tompkins.
Tompkins drive it. Look at that open lane.
Passes it back to Van Worden. Van Worden misses, but Ants is underneath, comes up with the ball. Defender on her back. She passes it out on top of. They call a timeout. Coach D calls a timeout as the Northmen pass the ball back outside.
I think it's just right now to settle them down. They're down by 4 right now, 39-43. 4:28 left in the fourth quarter. The Northmen are playing excellent defense. They've only had one layup, which was by LaFerner, but it was where they wanted it to be. It was in the paint and not on the outside. They're forcing them to do what they want. Megan and Kelsey are starting to run their high-low action, which they should have been doing from the start of the game. That's what we're comfortable with. We need the defense, to adjust, and we've been getting backside shots by Frazier and Van Worden and also Katie Lewis. So,
all right, well, it was 8-point margin at the beginning of this quarter. It's now 4, and the Northmen have the ball in the forecourt. It's Stinger standing out of bounds. They're ready to bring it in for the Northmen as they start play with 4:28 remaining, as they're not quite halfway through the quarter. We've already made up half of the margin. And it's Lewis into Stinger. Stinger shot up and misses. Nobody there to help out with the rebound.
We have 4 people standing on the arc, and we can't afford that. We need to get every rebound we can on every shot we miss.
3 Redettes in there to get it, and now they bring it out. And it is LaFren gets down inside, but it's knocked away. And
it looks like they called a foul on Amanda Stinger. That is her 4th. Oh, her 3rd. Thank the Lord, because she's playing a really good game tonight. Her and Katie have really stepped it up. They aren't your typical defensive players we hear of Van Worden and Frazier.
3-point shot from the outside. They miss off the rim as they're starting to miss their threes. Tompkins gets the rebound, and that's a very good trend at this point. It's now stopping with it is Van Worden, and she's looking around for something happening, and there's Ants at the free throw line, passes it to the right-hand side, back out on top to Ants. Tompkins is in the middle, gives it to Fraser. Fraser drives around the outside. Van Worden brings it back up, and the team patiently resets, which is exactly what they should do. Stinger breaks over to the right-hand side. Van Worden breaks it down the middle, gives it back to Stinger. Stinger at the top of the key. Stinger over to Fraser on top. Setting the ball up outside. Needs somebody to do something inside, and they take the ball away all the way to the basket. They put it up and get in for the layup on the breakaway.
The 2 right now. We need to be patient on offense, but that doesn't mean we don't have the clock to run down like they do.
Ants drives through everybody, gets a shot up, misses it, but Tompkins gets the rebound and puts it back in as the Ants-Tompkins combination goes to work again for the Northmen. Another timeout as we're now down to 3 minutes with a 4-point margin. Like I said, about half of what we had when we started this quarter. Now we're down to over half of the quarter gone, 3 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. But plenty of time for that 4-point margin. Northman just have to be patient. They have to stay under control. Jason, normally calm and cool and collected here, is chewing off his fingernails up to the wrist right now. But as long as he still has enough fingers left to turn those dials, he'll be all right.
This is a game where we need to take control of the tempo. We can't have little unforced errors. It's 3:07 left in this game, and the Northmen just need to relax, okay? Sometimes they get a little frazzled and stuff, but and they stop. They're looking for someone to be wide open. No one's going to be that wide open. We need to move on defense. We need to run the high-low with Tompkins and Megan. They're really playing on Megan, but that doesn't mean Megan should stop flashing. So,
right, and the other players have to look to be open when they collapse on Megan and Kelsey. We're playing a team that relies on the three-point shot. Three-point shot is tough, and it comes and goes. And right now, the last couple of shots, they seem to be losing a little bit. We'll see what happens now. They have out in three-point position. Everybody's outside the three-point arc when they catch the ball. They're dribbling it out on top. There's a three from the top, and this one misses.
We need to have
rebound is grabbed off by Van Werden. Okay, exactly how we want to play this. And now we're bringing it up into the forecourt. It's knocked away, though, by Storm. And the Redettes bring the ball back up the court.
Kelsey passed that ball up the court. And there's 3 people already back on defense for the Redettes, so we can't have something like that. If we have it open, and let it be open.
Redettes drive in. They pick up a foul on, I believe, Stinger.
That is Amanda's 4th foul, 2:25. Nothing to worry about. But we don't want to get in the point of the game where we're 1 point or 1 foul away from bonus, and where we're going to have to foul them and them going to the line. They're a pretty good free throw shooting team, and it's not where we want to end up right now.
Okay, to make the free throw, we got Lewis coming back in the game for Stinger. And see what happens. We've got 2:25 remaining. It's a 5-point margin right now. One more free throw to go here. And this one goes in as well. So the margin's back up to 6, 47-41.
Time is going to go before our eyes pretty quickly. Yes, 2:20 is a lot of time left on the clock, but we need to start making some baskets,
stop giving up the ball.
Paint.
Driving in now is Tompkins on the outside. Tompkins looking around, gives it back to Van Werden. Van Werden brings it out on top. Pivots to the inside, gets all the way down inside the lane, puts it up and misses. And foul called on the Redettes. I'm not sure who.
Fouls on Courtney Lefferner. That is her first, team 6. So, they're in the same type of situation with us, 16 fouls, and don't want to get another one.
Ooh, not shooting. The ball comes into Tompkins, but she can't get it under control. It bounces off her hands.
We can't force passes like this. Northmen can't, get down about themselves. Yes, they're down by 6, but that's 3 layups away from tying the game. They just need to play solid defense, focus on defense, and try getting a shot when they can.
And forcing those shots is a little early sign of panic. They force a double team over here on the near side against Courtney Leferne, who's setting up for a 3, but we end up getting the ball away, and it's Van Werden. Got to keep doing that, pressuring them on their 3s, and getting the ball up the court, and then making plays when we get up here.
A minute 30 right now, and we are dribbling 15 seconds on the arc. We don't have time to do that.
Got to move towards the basket. Ball knocked away, but picked up by Fraser. Fraser drives down to the baseline. There's Kelsey on the outside, shoots a 3 off the front of the rim, taken away on a hustle play by Fraser, who gets the ball back.
Shoot that.
Then we're inside to Ants, nobody on her. She goes in, turns around, puts the ball up. One person came to her after she caught the ball. But a great play by Ants.
Right now we need a press. We're down by 4, and we need that solid defense right there. We can't.
1 minute left. And we do foul. That's Fraser.
That's her 4th.
Fouling in the backcourt. And going to the line
is Storm. 58.6 seconds left, down by 4. We have, who is Morgan Serber coming in for...
Well, now we get to think back to the Cadillac game, and remember, we've been here before. Okay.
Yeah, we've been here before, but we can't, we are in bonus right now. We need to play solid defense. I don't know if it's time. We are looking for a steal. I don't know if it's time to start the clock. stop the clock.
Yeah, and I don't know if we needed to take that free throw way back out there. Take a chance on trying to stop it first. Anyway, Van Worden brings the ball up for the Northmen. It's Lewis on the far side. Lewis into Tompkins. Tompkins back on top to Ants. Ants to Tompkins underneath, pivots, layups, misses, rebounded by the Redettes. Okay, that was the kind of play we wanted, and we fouled right away as the Redettes are standing around with the ball underneath our basket. Things get pretty tense, but it's the Redettes basketball now. They bring it up to take the free throw. Margin is 6. Time remaining is 41 seconds, and going to the free throw line is Kirsten Wansky. She have any threes yet? Or free throws, rather?
Yep, she's 2 for 4.
Okay, and now she's 3 for 5.
No, the Northmen, this is 41.2 seconds left on the clock. They're down by 7. A lot can happen in 7 seconds. Yes, they have to start stopping the clock, and it's unfortunate that it has to be, down to the wire, but this is a time where they can't get down yet right now. This is definitely a tough situation to be in and to keep your hopes up, but they just got to, keep playing. You got to play. You got to play until the time's out. There's still time.
We should let people know there's a timeout. Coach D called a timeout. They're going over their strategy so that everybody is in line with what they want to do in terms of fouling and getting the ball back and when they want to foul and all that, how they want to handle the free throw if it goes in or if it's a miss. And we now come back on the court. Everybody's setting up. All of the Redette defenders are back down on the defensive end of the court for them. Shot goes up, misses.
Push it up the court.
And Lewis says,
they're guarding the three-point line, obviously.
Ball off of Tompkins' hands, and the Redettes get the ball back.
There's a foul on Megan Tompkins. They're going to be going to the line, but there's no excuse for that type of play right now. No one was even guarding Tompkins. It was the bad pass. We can't have bad passes like that. And then Tompkins, the girl stole it, and Tompkins' momentum got the better of her, and she pushed the girl down right now.
All right, free throw goes in. 7 points now. Everybody rushes up to give Lydia Kern a pat on the back, and then they fall back into the backcourt. Kern's second shot goes in as well. So Northman get the ball, 33.7 seconds remaining. It's now 52-33, which is a 9-point margin. And Van Worden brings the ball up, drives in, gives it to Ants from the outside. Ants takes a 3 off the front of the rim, rebounded by the Northman, but it was Fraser who got the ball and she fell. So it is the Redettes ball. They're bringing it up the court for a free throw, for 2 free throws.
We have Hannah Skolton coming in as a sub. Kelsey Ans has 4 fouls right now. Nothing to worry about. 21.2 seconds left in the game.
Lafreniere going to the line. She makes the first free throw. The free throw shooting, unfortunately, has been very good in the last 30 seconds, and as this quarter's winding down. And
they're a good free throw and 3-point team, and if you can, not really good at getting down low, but they're definitely.
All right, this one misses. Northman bring the ball up. It's Ants with the ball. She comes straight down the middle of the court, passes it to Van Worden, who takes the 3, goes off the rim, and they get the rebound. And swamping over them now, and a pretty hard foul from, who is that, Tompkins?
I think Tompkins. I've been in this type of situation where you need to foul, and, the coach and the players are looking at you like it's, you need to slow down right now. But I would be ticked in this type of situation. 43-53, 9.2 seconds left on the clock. This is the girl they want. They should have guarded right when that minute was winding down. They should have been guarding everybody else and letting Morgan Serbrick get the ball because
she misses both of the free throws, and Ants brings the ball back at court. I think Tompkins took out some of the frustration in that foul. Ants from the outside, she gets a 3. That's what we need some more of now at this point. But no time left, and so the game ends with the Redettes ahead winning 53-46. And we'll be right back to discuss all of this in just a second on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an unwinder. I'm about to go unwind for 4 days at a spa. The last thing I want to do is deal with my luggage, so I'm going to leave it up to logistics.
Unwinders love logistics. With our luggage services, just drop your luggage off at the UPS store, and your bags will be sent right to your destination. No waiting in line to check bags, no waiting at baggage claim. All you have to do is unwind. To find a location near you, visit theupsstore.com. The UPS store locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours vary by location.
I don't know if let's not do it.
And we're back. This is winner go home time. Unfortunately, we didn't win. The district playoffs come to an end on the first night with the Marquette Redettes defeating the Petoskey Northland in a really hard-fought game, 53-46. Went down to a good, talented team, a team that knows what they can do, did it well, shot threes and free throws excellently all night long. We had our opportunities against them, did a good job getting inside against them and scoring there, but couldn't control the game down the crunch, and we got it as close as 4, but then could not hold on to the ball, couldn't control the ball, and the Redettes kept putting in free throws, and that's all she wrote. Caitlin, you've got the scorebook all set there. Before we wrap things up, how do we do here on the Northern side?
Tompkins had 12, Kelsey Yance had 20, Katie Lewis had 6, and where is Amanda Stinger? I forgot to put hers. Amanda Stinger had 5, and Van Worden had 3.
All right. Well, while we're on that, Kelsey Yance had 20. What I was trying to talk about before the game, before you rightfully told me to wait, is that we believe that Kelsey Yance was 23 points from getting 1,000 for her career. Would have helped if she had another game to play, but she doesn't. Her high school career is over, and
But that won't stop her from playing some college ball.
She's got some great college ball coming up, and she'll be able to look back at her high school getting 998 points.
997.
7 points in her high school career, and creating a lot of excitement here at the Petoskey High School gym and on the road for this Northman team. Last game for Kelsey Hansen. We should say something about that and about her play.
Kelsey is a great player, and she's did a great job contributing to the Northman basketball program. She's one of those standout players, and she definitely has developed each year, and I think this year was the biggest improvement from year to year, just because of the way she flow through the game, and she has a lot to look forward to. Yes, her basketball career might be over, but she's going to Lake Superior State to play basketball and on a scholarship, so she has the opportunity to play at the next level and still grow and grow as a player and as a person.
Well, and if she keeps growing at the rate that she has been, and how she will when she gets into competition with college players, that there's only great things for her in the future, and we look forward to watching her play in college. Another one of the people who played their last game tonight was Kelsey's inside partner, Megan Tompkins. Tompkins, if you think Ants really came around in her, put the icing on her game in her senior year, Megan Tompkins certainly did that, developing her inside moves.
Megan Tompkins is one of those players where if you saw her 8th grade year, you would not expect her to be where she is at right now. She's definitely developed inside, her spacing, her height. She definitely knew how to use her height as an advantage, and unfortunately, this does end her basketball career. She's a great basketball player. I wish I could see her play at the next level because I know she would be good at that. But she's going to do her passion, volleyball, at MSU, so that's going to be exciting for her next year. And
yep, and I personally think that's a loss for basketball, but it's a great gain for volleyball.
Exactly.
And that is her love. There's no question about that. And she's gotten into a good school. She's known for a while. She's going there, and she's moving on to something exciting.
She's going to be growing as an athlete and also as a person. MSU's a big school, and I'm sure she'll fit in, and she'll do a great job.
Okay, before we run out of time here, let's finish with those seniors. I'm not really sure what order to go into, but let's talk about Liz Fraser, who.
Liz Fraser, she's been on varsity for 2 years. She is one of those people that she hustles her butt off. She works hard. She makes you work hard as a player, and it's never a slacking moment with her. She's probably one of the hardest workers on the team. Thank you, Sydney. She's giving me some stats. But yes, like I said, she's one of the hardest workers on the team. Everything she does, it's 120% from her, and she's one of those players that no matter what sports team it is, if it's volleyball, if it's basketball, if it's soccer, and those are the 3 sports she plays, and she does track also, that you're going to want her to be on the team. She has high energy, and she's willing to push you. So, great job by Liz Fraser. And
one of the other players who's got a very important role on this team is going to be hard to replace. We've got to find somebody who can always reliably bring the ball up the court against a tough defense and can do something with it when she gets in the forecourt, and who is also a third standout on defense is Alyssa Van Worden.
Alyssa Van Worden, she's been on varsity for 3 years, and her confidence, that was the one. She was always a great athlete, always has been with volleyball and soccer and basketball, but that's one of the things that she definitely stood out to me with, is just when she was confident in something, it was great how you could see her exceed in what she does. And as a captain on this team and leading this team and giving them the energy, and she's always positive, and it's great to see.
Congratulations. Kelsey Ant standing here. You got a moment? Can you talk to us? All right. Let's get her a microphone, and trying to catch her breath and her composure and all that. And hey, an outstanding career for you. We understand you came within 3 points of that 1,000, but you get a chance to get some of those points next year at Lake State, and I'm sure they'll be happy to have you there. I'm glad you're not going too far away. Maybe we can get up there and get a chance to watch you play. But a great 4-year career here in Petoskey, and it's been wonderful having the privilege to watch you play all those 4 years and come along. And we were just talking about how much, as good as you've been for the first 3 years, how much you just really put it together this year, and you and Megan just dominating on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, in practice, the juniors at first, at the beginning of the season, they weren't as confident, and so I feel like the seniors really had to step up, and I think we all did. All 5 of us. Doesn't matter if you're a starter, everyone stepped up, and as the season went on, everyone got a little more confident. We gained more skill, and were able to do more moves around people to get the ball in the basket. Yeah,
I think tonight watching Katie Lewis and Amanda Stinger in tonight's play, made me feel a lot more confident about next year. They obviously have a lot to replace, but all the 5 of you have certainly provided a lot of great leadership for people coming up behind you, and you can see the progress in their games as well. So, go ahead.
I think you've said it all, Marty. We really appreciate your skill level on the basketball court, and you're definitely going to be someone hard to replace. And like I said, it's going to be a new team next year. I think your mom's motto is "We're not reloading, we're rebuilding," and it's going to be the motto for next year. And
that's easy for your mom to say, because she's been reloading. We've been reloading with relatives for quite a while here.
Yeah.
And,
we just great season, and Just so you know, don't have any, shame and whatever, because if people, you hear us talk about her, but if you actually saw her play on the court, it's exciting, and exciting to hear you're actually going to the next level to play ball. So
thank you.
Congrats on a great season.
All right, this can't be the high point of your career tonight. Although this was a tough game, it was a well-fought game by both sides, and played against some really tough competition. I wonder what your thoughts are about tonight's game.
Overall, the first half was very ugly for us. We did not do a very good job of closing out on the shooters. We knew who the shooters were, and we weren't executing. Also, Coach D had said at halftime that we really needed to step it up and get it to the posts. Because in the first half, I think Megan had gotten 6 touches maybe. And if we want to score, we have to get Megan the ball because they're going to collapse on her. And then it opens the outside shot. Tonight they weren't really falling, but it still opens it up to get more shots so we can have better looking.
Yeah, we thought you guys were doing great inside, and that you were all over them on defense inside. Yeah. It's a good thing for them that they're a great outside shooting team, because they had nothing inside really against you. And I just think, some parts of the game were great, but there were some streaks in there where it just didn't. I don't know. It just seemed like that confidence and flair that's normally there was missing a little bit, that they had you hurried up a little bit and just made it tough. But you're playing against a tough team, and nice hard-fought game. Tough. It's always tough to go out, but it's a nice hard-fought game to go out on. And like I said, I'm glad you're going someplace close for college, so people will be able to, if there's anybody who's listening to us who's stupidly enough hasn't come and watched you play over the last 4 years, hopefully they'll get up to Lake State next year and see you do that. And I know it's a tough night for you. Thank you very much for taking a moment to talk to us in the middle of all that, and you probably want to get back to your team, but it's been a real pleasure to watch you over the last 4 years, and thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. They're very smart.
All right. What else can you say? It's coming to an end. It's coming to the end for those 5 players we talked to.
2012, 2013, they had a great season. It's unfortunate it had to end like this, first round of districts on their home court, but
17-2.
Big
conference
BNC champs, and
14 wins
it
in a
was
row.
just they came out on top. We didn't make the adjustments soon enough, and they were hitting everything. So that's all we can say. All
right, we went through the Northman side of the book, and then we got kind of distracted talking about all the seniors, but let's talk about let's talk about the Redette side.
Okay, Vitala with 8, Humeburner with 3, LaFerner with 9, Storm with 8, Serbert with 5, Elizabeth Curran with 8, Izwowski with 4, and Curran with 8. And that right there is they share the ball. They don't rely on 1 or 2 players each. The one that stood out tonight was LaFerner. She had 9 points. She was the game high, but usually it's Vitala. And so, having that amount of skill, and a lot of those, last time I counted, I think we were at 7 threes. That's 21 points out of the 53 they scored. And, they played well, and we just adjusted too late. And
well, the game definitely wasn't a fluke. They earned what they got. They are a good 3-point shooting team. They are a great free throw shooting team, or at least they were tonight, down to the end when it counted. And they had every reason to win this game, and they came down here and beat us. And got to respect them for that. And then there's, I'm sure we'll get a chance to play them next year, and I'm sure that all the people who are going to be remaining on this team, who are going to get to talk about next year, are going to be looking forward to playing Marquette next year and keeping this rivalry rolling along, getting back some of what happened tonight. They have quite a few seniors graduating as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seniors that they're losing.
Good sophomores.
They have great sophomores, and they have freshmen, and it's going to be it's going to be an interesting rival that's going to go on. And I think we saw a lot tonight, as I was talking about with Kelsey, I think we saw a lot tonight out of several of these players who are coming back next year who were really exerting themselves out there and playing really well. And I think there's a lot of reason to look forward to that. But as to tonight, I think that pretty much wraps up the season. We did start the segment by playing the Eye of the Tiger music, and then we got into talking about other things. So, I'll just talk for 30 seconds and give
I don't feel
Caitlin
like I
a chance to think about it.
This is one of those games where I feel like I can't give one person the Eye of the Tiger award. It's almost like...
Okay, well, since this is the last game of the season, let me cut in here. Why don't we pick the Eye of the Tiger for the season?
Oh, my gosh. Can we first do it to the game and then I'll pick it for the season?
Yeah, how about Katie Lewis?
Okay.
How about Katie Lewis?
You know what? I have to agree with you. Kelsey got 20 points. Megan had 12, but Katie Lewis was the one that stepped it up tonight. Defensively, she was on every hustle play, every single one. Offensively, she contributed 6 points in the third and fourth quarter, which is where we needed her most in those quarters. And Katie Lewis.
There you go. I love to see hustle players. She did a great job.
I think Frazier did a good job defensively. I think Alyssa did a good job offensively, and I think Stinger did a good job. But Katie Lewis was the one that really stepped it up tonight.
And it's very nice that some of those people, the people who we're mentioning as having done a great job, are people who are going to be on this team next year.
And that's all good time.
And that's good stuff. Not that any of the seniors have anything to be embarrassed about in this game, but in terms of the Eye of the Tiger, this was a game where people had to step up. And the person who really showed me something tonight was Katie Lewis, and I'm looking forward to watching her play next year. And it's been a pleasure to watch her play this year. She's always had that fire, and she brought it to the playoffs where you really need it. And outstanding play tonight.
Okay, Eye of the Tiger. I'm sorry, but for the season, you can't really have Kelsey without Megan. You can't really have Megan without Kelsey. Their plays together were revolved all around those two players. And it's not like Alyssa did a great job bringing up the ball this season. Obviously our point guard, and definitely we trusted her most with the ball. But, Kelsey and Megan were the offense where even, I'm not saying scoring rise, but assists too. And, I have to give it to those two this season. If it wasn't for them, I can't say we wouldn't have this type of season because the other girls would have stepped it up and we would have to run a different kind of offense. But they played an outstanding season. They're both great athletes, and we can't complain about anybody on this team. They all played great.
And I don't think you'd get any dispute about that from any of the players on the team. I think every one of them would agree with your choice of the Eye of the Tiger for the season with Kelsey and Megan. Just two outstanding players, two players who really fully fulfilled their role as senior leaders and really grew into their expertise as seniors, and played well on the floor, led everybody else.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but I think Kelsey came up here and interrupted us when we were going through the seniors, and I don't think we mentioned Hannah Skolten.
That's right.
And so I just want to say a few words about Hannah, playing. She was one of the first people I moved up here, and I have some good memories with her, but as a captain, as a team, she's always positive and had something to say, and she's a very smart basketball player. She definitely got a lot more minutes this year than she did last year, but she had an overall great season and definitely did well, and so we can't and a great three-point shooter, one of the better three-point.
I completely agree with you. A talented, hard-working basketball player. Not the star that everybody, that some of the other people are on the team, but somebody who was consistently contributing. Whenever she was called on to play, and a really nice person. A great person. She helped us out a lot. She helped us with several of our, promotional announcements. She always willing to talk to us, and a bright, intelligent, talented person. And she's going on somewhere wonderful to college too. I'm not sure where it is yet, but I don't think she's going to be playing basketball in college. But not everybody plays basketball in college, and not everybody who plays basketball in college gets to play basketball later on in life. I'm sure she's going to be starring in whatever she does there, and she did a great and inspirational job here on the court, and she's going to be missed along with all the other seniors who are going away. Anyway, as sad as it is to sign off for the year, there's a lot of happy memories. It's been great watching this team play all season. We've loved having all of you along, and appreciate your support.
But we're out.
And
I got to give some love to my fellow
Caitlin,
teammates.
thank you so much for the wonderful job that you did. As a
it
color
was
person
fun.
this
I
year.
can't.
And we've been talking about it. I've been hearing all kinds of, ifs and whens and stuff. But hopefully be back and joining us next year.
I hope so too.
I know your life's going on to all kinds of wonderful new things.
Yeah.
And I hope they all work out. But I hope you can come back and be with us again next year. I'm really looking
And if I
forward to
can't,
it.
maybe I can make a few visits.
Well, that would be great. Like 14 or 15 of them, something like that.
Okay, I'm not committing anything. I'm crossing my fingers for the nursing program.
Hey,
So.
anyway, thank you very much, and really thank you to everybody out there who's listened to us and helped us along all year. We've had lots of wonderful comments from people, and we really appreciate it. And all three of us are going to miss doing all this with all you. We should give Jason a chance to say something too.
The only thing that I wanted to be sure to let you know, Marty, I'm not sure you actually knew, is that when we get done here, our audience will be getting the Pistons game. So they should be just a few minutes in, because it started at 7:30.
Oh well, let's get out of the way and let them listen to the Pistons. And hey, thank you everybody for all that you did this season. It's been a lot of fun doing this with you, and hope to be back here again sometime soon doing some more with you. But for now, tonight's Petoskey Northern playoff basketball game was brought to you by your local Petoskey UPS store, your certified packaging expert located in Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Silver Dollar Business Solutions, increase your business's bottom line with value-added electronic payment services. Northern Michigan Artist Market, with art in all media by over 90 local Northern Michigan artists from Traverse City to the top of the Upper Peninsula. And they're located at 445 East Mitchell Street, next to the old library in Petoskey's historic Gaslight District. And of course, thank you very, very much to all the folks over at WJML putting up with all of us this season and all the different things that we asked out of them. They were just right there all the time to do it, being willing to do everything that they could to bring these games to you, giving us the clearances. You don't know all the things that go on back behind the scenes here, but giving us the opportunity to broadcast all these games when there were other things that were competing for that space on their radio station, and helping us do this all in so many different ways behind the scenes. I really appreciate all their help. And of course to all of you, thank you very much. And that about wraps it up right here. Our final score for tonight, unfortunately, the Marquette Redettes 53 and the Petoskey Northmen 46. See you next year.